You were listening to a Nerd Room podcast, a member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. Be sure to check out more from the Star Wars Commonwealth on the web at starwarscommonwealth.com and take your first steps into a larger world. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Room, where we talk all things Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. This is episode number 100.
Woo!
We're discussing 2017, a year in review. I'm one of your hosts, Tim.
Happy holidays, I'm Troy.
And for the 100th time, I'm Sunjay.
Gentlemen, we made it. 100 episodes, and this conveniently falls on the last episode release for 2017. This is amazing. How did we get here? Coming back from kind of a humble starts and to the humble where we are now, I guess. But
No, we're big time now.
It's been a crazy year in Nerd. We've gotten through our collecting in 2017. We dropped an episode with Chop Rules with a Z, Corey from Tumbling Saber, a couple weeks ago, episode number 97.
Yeah.
And we're here this week to really run down the big stories from Star Wars, Marvel, and DC, and do a little celebrating too, because 100 episodes, we're pretty proud of that, I think, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to give a shout out to all the fans who've been listening to us throughout that time. If you've listened to all 100 episodes, good on you. I don't know how many of you are out there, but
Just me.
yeah, not even me. But thanks a lot for joining us on this journey, and we're glad you're here with us, and hopefully the next 100 episodes you'll stick with us, and we'll continue to learn and grow and love and just have a great time.
Yep. Always be evolving. That's been one of our mantras of the Nerd Room, is every year we try to do something different. We try to change things up. We've got some special things that we're going to announce actually in next week's episode. Some ideas we're starting to kind of throw out onto the table to try to help and push the Nerd Room into its next phase. We're on, phase 3, phase 4 by this point?
Oh, yeah, shoot, eh? On that Marvel schedule.
We need to make up our own, not phases. We got to come up with something I don't know. What's different than a phase? Eras.
See, this is what
Just
DC tried to do. Something different and didn't work. So we're going to stick with phases because we know that works. There's a blueprint out there for that.
At least people like our movies.
True. We've taken what other people have done and reconfigured it into movies that we like. Anyway, guys, like Troy said, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, and overall good tidings to everyone out there listening in the podcast world. We all had really great Christmases with our families, and we're going to sit here and talk a little bit about what we got for Christmas. That's always fun to discuss. How did you guys make out this year for Christmas?
Yeah, I'll go first. Pretty good. Got some cool nerd stuff, a lot of movies.
Oh, yeah, I
some,
saw.
Some steel books as well. I haven't posted those yet, but Despicable Me, Life, 2 classic steel books. Ton of movies.
The Eddie Murphy Life?
No. The horror one that just came out with Ryan Reynolds and
Thrilling.
the other guy.
Sounds like you're really into it.
So not Martin Lawrence and not Eddie Murphy?
No, that's a good one too. Unfortunately, Life didn't make my top 10 list, but maybe it made my top 10 steelbooks because it's a fantastic steelbook. A lot of movies on Boxing Day. Went Boxing Day crazy, as I always do. How about you, Troy?
Oh, man, this Christmas was awesome. This is great. Like I mentioned to you guys, it kind of, brought back the life in Star Wars for me. I got a bunch of Black Series, got my hands on a nice sweet Jaina Solo. Ah, man, it's nice. I got Supreme Leader Snoke, General Leia, and there's and Finn. Finn, what is he? Undercover? I don't know.
Yes, what is it?
First Order
Disguise.
Oh, yes.
First Order Disguise.
Yes.
Got one of those, and just when I thought, this is dope, I'm good. I got Jaina Solo. My wife hits me with a crumpled printed paper of Anakin Skywalker Hot Toys being pre-ordered from a local comic book shop here.
No
and I'm
way.
just jumped out of my seat.
That's amazing.
Couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I'm just so happy. So of course, right after that, I had to stick in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I finished Empire Strikes Back yesterday, and I'm back in Star Wars, man. It's been great.
So did you
great.
get
Through
your
collecting, man. I love
Yes,
that.
collecting, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
the avenue into Star Wars for almost all three of us.
Yeah.
steelbooks.
He's gonna dress up.
Yeah.
You're gonna dress up as Chewie, right?
If it
It's
cost
happening.
out on that
It's going
day,
to happen.
I don't know.
You're gonna cost.
So
me.
did you
get to
give
that.
your wife a hot toy?
I got her,
or is that you?
a hot photo. No. I got her an original painting original painting from Italy, so she likes it. You know,
Shit,
a vintage
man.
poster.
You did good for
vintage,
yourself.
vintage. Yeah.
Wow. Did you paint it?
No.
I'll try that.
No, I need your tutorial still on the stick.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh well,
Very good.
just stick around. I'll paint you a picture. The Titanic.
No Titanic. No.
Yeah. I want you, Troy, to wear this and only this.
This infinity pendant.
Yeah. Yeah, we should make that. It's like the nerd version of the Titanic scene.
Oof. Yeah, we're veering off here
Yeah,
really early,
pretty
guys.
far.
Just like the Titanic was when it hit that iceberg.
Oh, boom! Great segue into
Sorry,
what I got
too
for
soon.
Christmas.
Yes, Tim, please fill us in.
Again, my wife seems to know me very well. The theme of my Christmas was Star Wars.
Yes.
Of course. She got me everything from the Supreme Leader Snoke, EB Games exclusive on the throne, to the visual dictionary. I got this gorgeous picture of Evans and Hemsworth, Thor and Captain America from the original Avengers, signed by both of them.
Nice.
And lots of new stuff for the bar area down here in the new expanded nerd room. So I got a whole bunch of stuff to go with that. New glasses. The only thing I asked for was new beer drinking mugs that were Star Wars themed, and she nailed it. It was an absolutely brilliant time. We had a ton of fun. We were here by ourselves for Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. We had some people over, and it was a great time with the family. And then Troy and his family opened the doors to us to come for Christmas Day or Christmas night dinner.
Yeah.
And so we had an absolute blast. Troy and I just kind of snuck off into his nerd room down the basement and just literally shot the shit.
Yeah.
We came up with some ideas. Well, Troy came up with some ideas. He threw them my way for what could go down in the
Yeah,
podcast.
stick around.
In 2018. So he's kind of spitballed and kind of went through a few things there. So I'm really excited for 2018 for the nerd room. But we're actually here to talk about 2017.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
No, and to wrap up all the Christmas talk, we did a Sithmas gift exchange within the Star Wars Commonwealth. And it was something that we all set up. It was about 20 or so. We kind of teased this a little bit before. And unfortunately, Sunjay's the only one that has his gift right now.
It's because I'm the only one people like.
So Sunjay is going to open his on air. Troy's
right.
did arrive.
Yes.
But he did unfortunately forget it.
Yeah.
So sorry to,
guys.
It's a special listener.
Yeah.
I know who it is, but apologies to that guy. But
Yeah,
we will
sorry,
open
man.
it there. It's fine. It's fine. And mine, I've been told it's coming. It'll be in the mail soon. And hopefully it's not sitting out on the porch of my old house. What we're going to do here, we're going to let Sunjay
All
open
right,
up his
I'm going to
gift.
open this
pretty stoked
bad
about
boy.
this.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. So here we go.
Shoot, here we go.
It's coming in from North Vancouver, so hopefully it's not a Canucks jersey. So opening it up here, and oh, what is this? It is a little. It says, "Hey Sunjay, Happy Festivus Sithmas Christmas Life Day. Pick one. I hope you enjoy this shirt. The artist is a friend of. Does it say yours? Ours? Friend of ours. Sorry, I'm really terrible at handwriting. Reading handwriting. Shane Molina, and the toy store is Toy Traders, the largest independent toy store in Canada. It's freaking amazing. It was a con exclusive. I hope you dig it. If not, here's a pic of Lanny McDonald my son drew for you. The only flame I truly respect. Just kidding, all the best. And I'm Rob. Oh no, he says, and I'm Rob. The stash. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rob. And turn around, look at that. Lanny McDonald. That is truly epic.
Oh, wicked.
All right,
Good
so here
stuff.
we go. I'm super excited to open this shirt now. I was thinking it was a shirt, because I've been fondling the package. That sounds really bad, but I've been, cheesing this because it's been sitting on my counter for a long time. So let's open this up. Oh man, this is unreal. So it's what is this? It's gotta, get the full effect. It says Toy Traders and Collectibles.
That's dope.
Yo, and it's a Darth Vader, but it's in the shape of Darth Vader's helmet, but it's not Darth Vader. It's a whole bunch of Star Wars and other action figures. So you got
like
He-Man, Alien. Man, this is
Got some
fantastic.
Predator in there, man.
Lego.
This is gonna take me like 3 days to figure this out. So I see a Hulk, I see a Princess Leia, Jurassic Park, like this Simpsons,
Wow.
RoboCop. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. This
For
is
the
a
film buff.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a Wonder Woman, a Batman, a Joker, a
Harley
Harley
Quinn.
Quinn, a Spider-Man, a Green Goblin. I think the whole podcast episode is just going to be me looking at this. This looks like a Ready Player One. It has so many pop culture references. This is fantastic. This is an excellent. Oh, you got the two old guys from the Muppets even on here. Like, this literally has everything. This is a fantastic, fantastic shirt and something that now I can wear to Star Wars because the
Your
last
first
couple,
Star Wars shirt.
the first, couple Star Wars movies I've gone to, I had to rock like DC stuff or like because I didn't have any Star Trek stuff, and now
Star Trek?
Star Wars. Sorry.
Now you can wear this or a Chewie costume.
This is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna put this on right now. Thank you so much, Rob. This is fantastic. This is by far one of the coolest shirts.
Must be. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I'm gonna take a picture and throw this up on Twitter because this is amazing. You did an excellent job. I'm gonna pass this around, and so the rest of the episode, I'm just gonna be staring at myself wearing this gorgeous T-shirt.
So that's Rob Williams from Gen X Podcast. So make sure you hit him up, follow him up, Gen X Wing on Twitter.
That's right.
Oh, that's sick, man. That's an awesome shirt. He sent me a picture of this. He said, "Was Sunjay like this?" I said, "Definitely."
Yeah,
Was he
well
wearing
done.
the
That's
shirt
dope.
when he sent you the picture?
Yes, he was.
Perfect.
No, I like it too. He said it's a con exclusive as well in there. So I think it's a limited edition, limited run. You'll be one of very few that own that. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He definitely nailed this. And the Lanny McDonald picture is, very epic as well.
Awesome
That's
stuff.
cool, man. Yeah, you got Gremlins and Green Goblin. What more could you ask for? Jeez.
So hold on, I just gotta put this on for the rest of the episode. See, size large. Okay, perfect. Here we go. There's nothing better, more riveting than watching or listening to a man put on a T-shirt.
In an already hot room. All right, guys. Well, Troy and I will be opening our gifts on our 2018 anticipation episode. So that'll be next year, next week. And I think we're going to get the same amount of enjoyment. I know you are because I know what yours is. I know who sent yours. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
And so, guys, we're here to talk about, as we wrap up Christmas, we're here to talk about 2017 and how it turned out for the podcast and how it turned out for nerddom in general. It's been a fairly intense year. A lot of things have dropped. It's been probably one of the best years ever, if not the best year ever, for comic book films in general. We've seen the likes of Logan to Wonder Woman, Guardians, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming. It's been a humongous year. And it also was capped off with Justice League.
Woo!
Forgot that one. So we're going to get into talking a bit about that and some of the biggest stories that we covered in 2017. We're going to run down the top 10 stories in no particular order that we discussed in a lot of detail this year on the Nerd Room podcast, as well as rank our top 10 comic book films and our top comic book films. And then within that, we're going to actually fall into and rank our top 10 films for 2017 and see how that stacks up against our most anticipated list that we made on January 1st, or the first week of January of 2017, to see where things lie, what fell down our list, what came up the list, and how did everything land as far as our favorite film for 2017. Now, before we discuss all of that, I just kind of want to run down and talk a little bit about the Nerd Room itself. We're celebrating 100 episodes here. So we've been doing this for now 2 years. Wow. So it's pretty crazy to think about that. And it's 2 years of a labor of love. I absolutely love sitting down every week and doing this with you guys. It's been a passion of mine since the day we really started, and I want to keep going at this. And I love that we've been able to expand in each and every year. 2017, we saw the launch of our website, thenerdroom.net. We continued the MCU retrospective series. We continued the Rebels after show, Rebels Alert. Sunjay came back to the podcast full time, and we had an absolute blast just interacting with everyone in the Commonwealth and everyone on Twitter. It's become a real year for us on expanding our reach and our grasp and our discussions with listeners, with other fans of Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. And we finished really strong this year, and I'm really, really stoked about the podcast and going forward and just interacting with everyone out there that's listening. That's what we kind of want to do. There's this big community within the Commonwealth, within the Marvel and DC worlds, that we want to continue to interact with, because it's a lot of fun sharing your passions, sharing nerd with everyone. That's really why we started this podcast, was we wanted an outlet, a creative outlet, to discuss things that we all loved. And I just want to say thank you to both of you guys, to everyone out there listening. Thank you very much for making all of this possible and making this fun for the three of us each and every week, and coming back and listening to us ramble about Batman vs. Superman each and every week, go on about Star Wars and Marvel and DC and the retrospective series. So thank you very, very much, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We couldn't do it without y'all. the Commonwealth and everybody, and some of the great hosts that we also had join us too.
Yes.
Shout out to all you guys, man. It's been great. I think this was our biggest year for having special guests.
Yeah, we had Corey from Tumbling Saber, Kyle from Tumbling Saber, Rob Cast from TSW.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chris from Alpha Comics.
Chris from Alpha Comics. Yeah, we've had a lot of people on. And we're going to continue that going into the future. So we're putting a call out to podcasters, listeners, anyone that wants to come on to the show at some point in 2018. I was talking to Rob Williams, actually, from Gen X. He says, I got to come on and talk about things with you guys.
I saw that tweet.
Yeah, so he really wants to come on. So these are the type of people that we're going to continue to bring on to the show to kind of evolve that dynamic and bring another opinion to the table, because it's a lot of fun having someone different come to the table with a perspective from a different era or perspective from a different walk of fandom. I love having a different view. It's like when we brought Rob Cast on to do the Justice League review. He provided another outlet, another source of information, someone with a different style and different perspective on fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. And just want to say thanks to Troy and Tim. You guys open up your houses every week. Let me come in and nerd it up with you guys. And you guys also edit a lot more than I do. So, you guys make this show possible. So especially, Tim's always editing on lunches and stuff. I'm like, hey, Tim, let's hit up the comic shop. And he's like, I can't. I got to edit. He's making sacrifices for us. So big shout out. We couldn't have done it without you two. It just would have been the Sunjay show, and
hey, we did have a solo Sunjay.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So so thanks to you guys as well. If I had a beer, I'd say cheers, but I just have this water. So
fake cheers.
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 Yeah.
How's God?
Yeah. Bring me another. Now, coming with the podcast itself is something that we get once in a while here, and I just wanted to kind of run through two that we got here, and that's reviews on iTunes. So if you guys would like to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes, by all means go and do that, and we're going to start reading them out on the episode here. And we've gotten two recently. Rob Wade from Talk Star Wars, actually, he runs I'm not sure exactly how it works, but he kind of amalgamates all of the reviews from all the different iTunes stores and sends us an email. And that includes rankings. So we also got ranked in 2 countries in the past week.
Nice.
We were number 53 in TV and film in Cambodia.
Nice.
And number 46 in TV and film in Thailand.
Yeah.
So maybe we can go to the Thai or the Cambodian Comic-Con.
Sure.
Do you want to sign us up? Let's do it. Provide us accommodation and travel. We'll be there.
Well, there you go. So shout out to everyone who's listening in Cambodia and Thailand. Thank you for ranking us there. Now we got 2 reviews on iTunes in the past 2 weeks, and one comes from Matthew Bivens from the United States iTunes store, and I'm going to read them out here. So I love this nerdy podcast. This is my go-to geek culture podcast. I love it. I found you guys a few months ago, and now you are my staple whenever I need a fix. Just listening to your Justice League review, I probably enjoyed that as much, if not more, than the movie itself. And maybe me too. I don't disagree with you there. A lot of my nerd friends have gone on to other things, so listening to you guys and hearing how much you know about the culture makes me feel like I'm back in my buddy's basement debating which superhero would win in a duel. Keep up the great work. And that's from Matthew Bivens again. So
Awesome.
thank you very much. That's exactly what we want this podcast to be. That
Yeah.
really warms my heart to hear that
cool.
review.
It's
So
so
cool.
awesome.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate it.
And you guys didn't write that, right? You guys
No.
aren't like going in code name, like you're not Matthew Bivens.
No.
no, that's legit. Man,
That-
Matthew
that's-
Bivens. Okay, if you're ever in Calgary, Mr. Bivens,
Yeah, let's talk comics.
yeah, stop by,
definitely.
give us a shout, and we'd love to maybe have a beer and talk comics.
Yeah.
Unless you're a serial killer, then don't.
Well, too, if you ever want to contribute to the show at the same time, make sure
Yes.
to email us at thenerdrm@gmail.com. We're always looking for contribution from listeners, from people that have a passion for the fandom. Again, it's like making this community or making a forum where we can discuss comic books and movies. Like, we're literally sitting in my basement and we're going to be debating over things in just a few minutes from 2017. We also received another 5-star rating and review in iTunes. This comes from David Jesse. Now, he's from the Tatooine Sons podcast. This is a relatively new podcast that's hit iTunes, and it's a father passing on his Star Wars love to his 2 sons. He's got 2 young sons that he brings onto the podcast, and they talk Star Wars. I just listened to their Last Jedi review. It's really great stuff and a really great concept. Like having a daughter, all of us having daughters ourselves, and hoping that we can have that same sort of interaction and passing on our fandom to some degree to them. I'm really looking forward to. So listening to these guys, as Tatooine Sons podcast, it's a great concept, and it's really cool because it kind of gives me those feels like I'm hoping to be doing this someday with my daughter.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really cool.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love it.
so make sure you go check them out, and I'm going to read his review right here. Pop culture at its best. They love Star Wars and love talking about it. We sure do. They talk about Marvel and DC and so much more. Great conversation, insights, lots of fun to listen to. And the Rebels shows, yes, are awesome. Keep it up. Now, it's Dave Jesse from the Tatooine Sun podcast. Make sure to go follow them. Check them out on iTunes. And thank you very much for the review. Again, warms my heart like you won't believe. Just makes my day reading these. When these pop up from Rod Wade every once in a while, it just gives this big smile on my face. No matter what is going on in my day, I read something like this, it just makes me feel better.
Oh man, yeah, Cloud9 right now. Thanks, Dave.
Yes,
Much
thank you. Huge
appreciated,
shout out.
dude.
That's awesome.
That's great. I definitely got to check out that podcast.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. And I gotta get myself some two sons too.
Yeah.
So are you hinting, or is, two little
No,
Troyskis
no,
on the way?
no hint. No hint.
You having twins?
Just got married, man.
Twin boys?
Chill out for a bit.
I don't want to rush too fast into things. And now, like I said, we're celebrating the 100th episodes, and a few of our friends from around the Commonwealth wanted to partake in that a little bit. And Kyle from the Tumbling Saber and Ads, one of the Knights of the Commonwealth, and also a contributor to Talk Star Wars and Tumbling Saber, both sent in voicemails.
Ooh.
So we're going to play them right now, talk a little bit about them, and then we got a special email from our dude, Chop Rules with a Z. So I'm just going to play these clips right now. First one being from Kyle over the Tumbling Saber podcast.
Tim, Troy, and Sunjay. Welcome to the club, guys. It's the Century Club, and I am really, really happy for you guys, man. It's a testament to a lot of work and dedication to the podcasting medium. And not only that, but it's a lot of money spent at cinemas, a lot of money dropped on comic books, a lot of time invested in reading and poring over the details, a lot of time following up on the news. And that's not counting time editing the podcast and sitting down and talking about it and scheduling dramas. And man, oh man, I know what I now know what it feels like to put together 100 podcasts. And I just want to let you know that I really appreciate the work that you guys do. It's a cold week in hell before I let your show pass without hearing it. It's appointment listening, and I'm just really glad that we've been able to connect. We seem to be peas in a pod here at the Commonwealth, and I'm glad that you guys are a part of it. So, from me to you, and from the whole Tumbling Saber team, please accept this heartfelt and hearty congratulations for 100 terrific episodes, and my thanks for letting me be a part, a small little piece of your show a couple times in the past few months. It's been a highlight for me of 2017 to be able to talk to you guys and put together something that I think turned out pretty well. So again, thank you guys for everything, for the camaraderie, for the encouragement that you provide us, and for the great content that you guys consistently put out. Glad to call you guys friends, and I'm really proud of your achievement today. So keep at it. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have in store for episodes 101 and beyond. So that's it, you guys. Congratulations once again, and as always, long live the Star Wars Commonwealth.
Oh man, Kyle. That's you're in the fields.
That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. Well said, dude. Thanks so much, man, for all those great things you just said, man. It's been great having you on with us a couple of times here, too.
Yeah, it's like when you bring home a report card to show your parents and you got all A's. Like, that's what it's like. And you read the comments. That's, I got goosebumps. That was
Got
tremendous.
the feels.
Yeah.
I feel like I just watched an episode of This Is Us.
Oh, sorry. That's just my
About to
hand
break
on your.
down.
That's just my hand on your knee, Troy. I'm sorry.
Classic Sunjay. Kyle, we really appreciate the voicemail. That means a lot to us. It's been a blast interacting with your whole crew over there at Tumbling Saber. Having you on the podcast was a ton of fun, doing the Defenders review, and you jumping in to do the Avengers Infinity War trailer review as well. It's been, like you said, it's been a complete and utter pleasure knowing you guys, getting to know you guys over at Tumbling Saber, interacting, and the whole Commonwealth in general. It's just been an absolute ride. It's been over a year now that we've been part of the Commonwealth itself. We've seen it expand. We're seeing this thing grow, and hopefully 2018 brings big things. So thank you very much again, Kyle, for that message. That was really, really well received here, and it means a lot to us to hear things like that. All right, so our next voicemail is coming from Ads, one of the Knights of the Commonwealth, a really, really great dude, someone that we talk to all the time on Twitter, has brilliant insights over on Tumbling Saber and Talk Stores, always throwing questions their way. And I just listened to the TSW 100th episode that they're doing, that they just dropped this week. And he had a nice review of pre and post The Last Jedi. So going into the theater and then coming back out. So
Nice.
go over and listen to him there. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool seeing his reaction coming right out of the theater, because that's something that is really hard to capture. And he nailed it there. Going in, really excited, coming out, a bit.
Ads, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
All right, I'm going to drop that voice button right here.
Hey Tim, Troy, Sunjay, congratulations on making it to your 100th episode. Fantastic. I look forward to listening, and here's to the next 100. Take care. Bye.
There you go. That was ads. Ads, really appreciate taking the time to send a message to help us celebrate episode number 100. You're a great dude. I love your participation. You've thrown us questions before, and I love sharing fandom with you. It's, again, a true pleasure getting to know you just over Twitter. A lot of these people that we talk to all the time, that I talk to on a daily basis, are people that I've met through the Commonwealth, through the other podcasts, and become such this big community. And I talk to these guys more than I talk to some of my friends outside of YouTube. Like, seriously though, almost on a daily basis. So really appreciate you taking the time there to send us a congratulations on episode 100.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ads, man, for taking the time to do that. And I always look forward to listening to your questions over there at Tumbling Saber. Keep up the good work, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us.
Yeah, Ads, thank you very much. That was nice to hear, and such a lovely accent.
I love that accent.
Right?
I was just going to say that.
I was like, man, is that like Prince William?
It's like singing to me.
Yeah, it's like Ed Sheeran. Or, Ed Sheeran, you know.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Say generic English accent. All right, we got one more email that came in, and this is from our dude Corey over at Tumbling Saber, our collecting brother from
Yes.
across over in Quebec, eastern part of Canada there. And this is a great email. I did read this, guys. You guys haven't heard this. I had to read this because it,
That's our dude.
gave me the feels. I just had to read it as soon as it came in. So here we go. From Corey over at Tumbling Saber. What's going on, my Canadian brethren? Wowza. Episode 100, boys. You made it through and are officially a part of the tribe. Well, what to say other than I love the show, and I've been a listener ever since we first crossed paths. I always look forward to Thursday mornings and listening to you guys on the way to work. I really love the show for many reasons. Amongst those is the versatility of the subject matter, from toys and collecting to discussions on Marvel and DC universes, your MCU retrospectives, and of course, Star Wars. Along with your respective knowledge and opinions on said topics, it always makes for a great show. A one-stop shop for all your nerddom news. The friendship and dynamic of your crew shines through, and the show has an amazing flow because of it. I feel privileged to not only be part of the same network, but also call you guys my friends. So with that being said, keep up the hard work. 100 shows, dedication, as well as a love and passion for what you are doing. Lots of material to come in 2018, and look forward to listening to you all break it down. Keep up the hard work, and congrats on this epic milestone, the Nerd Room's 100th. Enjoy opening your gifts. You deserve them, especially you, Troy.
Oh, man. Spoiler alert.
Whoever got you that gift is surely very thoughtful and a cool dude.
Oh, man.
All the best. Health and happiness in the new year. Have a great show. Can't wait to listen. Cheers with a Z.
Nice.
Corey, my dude, thank you very much. That almost gets me a little bit choked up.
Yeah, man.
Hearing
I
that.
dig it.
Oh,
Yep.
man. He's such a good guy. Love listening to him over on Tumbling Saber. And we've had a ton of fun in 2017 in particular. We brought him on the show
Yes.
to do collecting in 2017. He became a big collector in 2017. And sharing that passion with someone. It's like the same way I yanked you into this,
Yes,
Troy.
to the dark side.
I love it. Sunjay, I've kind of got you in with the posters and all that. So
Yeah.
sharing my passion, sharing those passions is a key part of fandom. And he's one of our brothers in arms, always out in the hunt, in the trenches. He's sending me text messages. He's
Yeah.
dude, you have this. He sent me the Force Ghost Obi-Wan this year. So
Yes.
thank you very much for being a part of the Nerd Room, Corey. And thank you very much for your friendship. It means a ton to us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, man, for taking the time again to write such a cool, congratulations to us over here at the Nerd Room. Much appreciated. You're going to hear another thank you from me coming soon, I'm sure. I just got a little feeling, but man, much respect, man, dude. You're awesome, and I can't wait to hear more from you guys over at Tumbling Saber. Keep up the good work.
And thank you for taking, your own time to come and write us that email. That was great. It means a lot. It makes us feel like, there's actually people out there listening to us. So, it makes us, podcast a little bit harder. We know that there's people listening and not just porn bots out there. So
You know who loves Sunjay's Twitter account? Porn bots.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like early days when we were all first jumping on Twitter, we get like all these likes and be like, "What's this about?" And you go, "Porn bot." Porn bot. What do you like? It was serious. There was one thread. I think it got like 27 likes. All porn bots.
I was like, man, I'm so popular, and I was like, oh.
It's all boobs.
Yeah. It's just like what happens in my normal daily life. I can't control it.
Just porns everywhere. All right, guys. To wrap all of this up, like I mentioned earlier, Talk Star Wars, one of the Commonwealth podcasts, one of my favorite podcasts on the internet right now, is also celebrating their 100th episode this week. It dropped on Monday. It's a 3.5 or 3 hour and 15-minute beast. I just finished it up today, and I have to say, congratulations to those guys. You guys are doing just brilliant work. And with between hindsight, the Talkstars.co.uk website, everything that you're doing on your Patreon campaign, it is absolutely incredible. The amount of time, money, and just overall passion that is put into the TSW stuff is absolutely incredible. I'm honored to be a part of it on TSW Comics, having partaken in a few TSW roundtables. It is absolutely fantastic that we're able to share this week for our 100th episode. So congratulations to the guys over at Talk Star Wars. Make sure you go check them out, and looking forward to see what you guys do next.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Good job, guys. Congratulations to the big 100.
Yeah, rock on.
All right, enough with all of that. It's time to get into our 2017 year in review. It's been a great year for us, but it's been an even better year for nerddom, I think. This is probably one of the best years ever. We got a Star Wars movie, we got some Marvel, we got some DC movies, we got collecting comics. Everything dropped this year like crazy. We're sitting in a room that's filled with action figures, toys, Funko Pops, that a lot of them I got in 2017. Yeah. So it's been a very intense year. We've seen a lot of comic book movies drop. 7 really big ones, 8 or 9 in total.
I think 10, because Atomic
10?
Blonde is also a comic book,
yes,
but
right.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, didn't make my list.
And we're going to get to those lists in a little bit, but I thought it'd be fun to run down the top 10 news stories that we covered in the most amount of detail. Now, I tried to summarize this as best I could. This is in no particular order, but these seem to be stories that we did come back to time and time again throughout 2017. And like I said, no particular order here, but number 1 on this list
Batman vs Superman.
Yes, that is number 1 on all of our
every
lists.
episode.
The most talked about.
We've been on 100 episodes. It's probably been mentioned, 80 episodes, you think?
I think every episode.
Yeah.
At least,
yeah. Maybe
Snuck
107.
it in there. The most talked about film on this podcast is also one of the most loathed ones.
Just wait until, next year when we're going to bring up The Last Jedi every episode.
Yeah, I probably will. All right, number 1 on this list, Secret Empire event. This is the run-up and conclusion of the Steve Rogers as Hydra.
Yes.
Now, this brought a lot of controversy to the table for Marvel. They put their pinnacle character, Captain America, the altruistic Captain America, Steve Rogers, and they flipped him into basically a Nazi, was the argument. A lot of people had issues with this, especially coming back to his roots. We had a Jewish immigrant that was the creator of Steve Rogers. He fought them during the war. He was that upstanding symbol of hope during the oppressive German war, World War II. And they went and flipped him into Hydra.
Yeah.
And you know what? I never really fell on that side of the... I really enjoyed this event. I kind of wiped the slate clean, as Marvel was trying to do during all this controversy, and saying that Hydra really isn't Nazis. They don't stand for the same things. They want to take over the world in the same way, but maybe less of the, I don't know, the kind of the evils associated with the Nazi regime.
The strong only survives kind of thing, eh?
Yeah, so it's a bit of the same stuff, but at the end of the day, I took it as a comic book event. We knew what was going to happen. Spoilers. That all has to do with Kobik and the Cosmic Cube, and they've kind of gone back and fixed all this. But it was a really good event. It was probably the most well-executed event at Marvel this year. Now, Sunjay, I know you didn't really read that, but Troy, you did get into it. Did you like it?
I did. The art was a little rocky for me at first, especially with the Ruby Williams and the Tony Stark. And I did have issues with Tony Stark because it's kind of weird that we all knew they wanted to kill Tony Stark, but they didn't kill Tony Stark, but they did.
Yeah.
And we had the whole, computer, version.
What was
of
that event that led into that?
Civil War War 2.
Yes.
Yeah, which that one wasn't the best event, but the art was awesome.
Yeah, it was
whereas
good.
this one is a little different. Steve-O, I think they dubbed him, right?
Yeah,
The evil
Steve-O.
Steve was
Steve-O, like the guy from
Steve-O.
Jackass? Oh.
Steve-O. Yeah, I had little mini issues just because with the comic book series as a whole, because I feel like you had to kind of read everything, or else you didn't necessarily know what's going on. For example, I read Amazing Spider-Man, but if you weren't reading Amazing Spider-Man, you'd kind of wonder where is he through this event, and then he takes on some of Hydra, like Hydra Octopus throughout the event, but you'd have no idea that he's doing that. There's little things like that, and I feel like there's a main focal point of the whole comic book that was left out of the main run, but if you read it, then you're good. So other than that, it was cool. I still confused a little bit by the two Steves, because the other one kind of came out of nowhere towards the end.
He was there's two Steves
There's two Steves, but the cool thing I really liked was Falcon when he made his return and he came back. I thought that was really dope
big way.
In a big way, and I do like the alliance of Tony Stark's team.
Yeah,
because there's Tony Stark's team.
Or whatever, yeah.
That's right, and then there's the Champions team with Black Widow.
Yeah,
that team I had issues with, but I like Tony Stark's team.
Yeah,
all in all, pretty cool event. Didn't mind it. I think it's a must read, especially if you're a Cap guy like yourself.
Yeah.
So he was legit, like it wasn't like a clone or a Skrull. He was like.
So it had to do. You had to read some of the events. Yeah, I can't remember the prison that they had.
Something Hill.
Yeah. And essentially they had a cosmic cube that became sentient. Became kind of this little girl, and what they had done, they had sent her back, or Red Skull was controlling her and sent her back and tweaked with Captain America's Steve Rogers' history, and so the timeline kind of splayed, but then he was brought back because he was still kind of existing, like his essence was still existing within Kobik, and then he comes back into the real world, but there's two Steve Rogers. There's like the Steve Rogers that had that history, like the normal history that we're familiar with, and then there's also the Hydra Steve. So like all of the damage and all that was done, like it didn't retcon all that away. That all still exists.
Yeah.
It's the whole Hydra thing, blowing up Las Vegas and all that. That all happened. But now Steve Rogers is back, but there's also still Steve-O.
Yes.
Is still out there.
There's one wearing a blue and one wearing a red suit.
Well, he had a green.
That green,
Hydra
that's another
suit.
thing, yeah.
It was just a callback to
Green
Death of
Ranger.
Superman when he had the red and blue.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, we talked about that quite a bit. Secret Empire. I think comic book reading became somewhat of a struggle for a good chunk of us.
Yeah.
At the table this year, but Secret Empire is one of the events that I kind of worked my way through and actually really enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely more good than bad in that one.
Yeah. And number 2 on the list of big stories that we covered this year was Dr. Aphra comic book was a breakout hit. Now that dropped in December 7, 2016, but most of the reading came through 2017 and picking up the momentum. The reason I wanted to mention this is an original character that was first created within the cover or within the pages of Darth Vader. And this is something new for Star Wars, is having a new character spin out and take on an ongoing. She's even getting an action figure coming in spring of 2018 in the new vintage line. And it's a lot of fun, this comic book. So I wanted to just throw it out there because I talked a bit about this on TSW Comics with the guys, but we also brought this up once in a while when we're talking about Star Wars comics, and even kind of looking at The Last Jedi here and how things are being done a little differently there. This is a comic book that's taken a different avenue and a different approach and became really successful, taking an original character and pushing her through into her own ongoing. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of that in 2018.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I still remember her first introduction, like you mentioned, in the Vader comic. I never carried on with her comic book, but I've heard nothing but good things, and I feel like that's definitely something Star Wars needs to do more of with Dr. Aphra, and I'd love to see her one day pop up on the big screen.
Yeah, I still remember when she was a med student.
Such a dork.
Last thing, do we still get the bad droids in her run?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Those two are a hit too.
No, 000, BT.
Oh, those guys are awesome.
Yeah, they're really great. Yeah. All right, number 3 on this list, DC's Doomsday Clock series. And this is probably the biggest series to drop out of the DC Rebirth. So that started and picked up in 2016 and now coming to a conclusion with this Doomsday Clock. Now, I've not read this. Sunjay, this is one of your suggestions going on to the list of covered stories or big stories in 2017. Can you summarize this a bit for me?
Yeah, so this is spinning off the events of the Rebirth one-shot, written by Jeff Johns, and The Button with Batman and Flash crossover. So this pretty much is a story that takes place 10 years after the events of the Watchmen end. So I think it takes place 1993. And the world is kind of realized, if you've watched the movie Watchmen or if you read the graphic novel, you'll know this storyline. But if not, this is a slight spoiler that Adrian Veidt, he kind of created the whole destruction of the world, parts of the world, so that way the rest of the world would combine into, goodwill and all that. So he orchestrated behind the scenes the giant squid or the Dr. Manhattan attacking the US and Russia. So the world discovers that, and then they kind of rebel against him, and it's kind of a good time for the Watchmen to come back. The events around the world are not the sunniest, especially what's going on politically in the U.S. and such. So, and this has Superman in it, and so the Watchmen characters are crossing over with the DC characters. And Troy, have you read this?
Big deal.
Yeah, it's huge that the Watchmen are coming back. They tried it a couple years ago with Before Watchmen, which were prequel comics.
Yeah.
And I actually like some of them. Minutemen, which was written by the late Dwayne Cook. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Did you have you been reading this? Or?
No, I haven't. I'm still a little bit behind in the Metal series, so I still got to pick up that one, even though I guess it doesn't have anything to do with Metal. But how far are they in this series? Just in issue 1?
Issue 1, issue 2 drops today.
Yeah,
Okay,
it came
so-
out started in November there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
this
got
is-
to grab those.
And this is kind of concluding that Rebirth branding too, as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of done as of 2018.
Well, yeah, it's already kind of done. Like
Yeah.
the previous issues of Batman, I think 36 and Nightwing, it's no longer branded Rebirth
Yeah.
for those titles.
And I must say, DC has kind of brought me back into comic reading. They're in a golden age right now. I mean, we got DC Metal, which is written by Scott Snyder, which is terrific.
Yeah, and Greg Capullo on there.
Greg Capullo on the
Yeah.
art, so they're coming back. And then you got Doomsday Clock. Throw in a great Batman run, a great Wonder Woman, a great Aquaman, great action comics.
Yeah.
The only thing that's lacking is Justice League. But, I mean, they've got 5 or 6 titles. So you got Batman, White Knight, which is amazing. I can't say enough good things about that. That's where the Joker is the hero and Batman's the villain. Amazing stuff. DC has brought me back into reading comics. I kind of had a lull when Rebirth first came out, but I'm back now with 2 feet. Can't say enough good things. Get on the DC train.
Yeah, and for all you guys out there that aren't feeling the Justice League title, I can't say too much, but just stick with it, because things are going to change, and it's going to be a great creative team coming up soon. So stick with Justice League, and yeah, I'm right with you. I like the Tom King run on Batman. It's killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Matt Reeves and you're like, what should I do for the Batman movie? Just read the Scott Snyder run, or maybe the Tom King run.
Court of Owls, man.
Court of Owls. Court of Owls.
And on the flip side of all of that, number 4 on this list is Marvel Legacy.
Yeah.
Sticking with the comic books here, we saw a big refresh or relaunch or soft reboot, whatever you want to call it, of Marvel in September of 2017. And what they've done, they've kind of spun things out of the Secret Empire event and relaunched everything. And they did all these lenticular covers. They went back to the old renumbering. They promised going back to stories that we're familiar with the original characters. And now, to be honest with you guys, we talked a lot about this in the past, about how this was meant to be this avenue back into comic book reading for Marvel. I've still really struggled to get back into it, unfortunately. My comic book reading outside of Star Wars has taken a big hit in 2017. That's something I want to change in 2018, but I need to find my Marvel footing again. And Legacy just wasn't quite what I was expecting or wanting it to be as far as an avenue back into heavy Marvel reading.
Come to the dark side. Join us, Tim, in DC. You were just speaking glowingly.
Oh, I
of
love
DC.
it. I love DC. And, and that's kind of unfortunate for Marvel, because coming off of Rebirth, what they did with that one Jeff Johns run, that one book, I was hoping that's what we were going to get with Legacy. And it wasn't. It started off pretty cool, and then it kind of veered somewhere else, and then it gave us the whole surprise spoilers. Wolverine's back, and we get the big F, or the big 4.
Yeah.
Right? Fantastic Fours. So there's a hint towards them coming back. But, yeah, Marvel's kind of gone back to the renumbering, which is cool. I'm back to Spider-Man, obviously, and Spider-Man's back to being, working at the Daily Bugle, but he's like a science editor of some sort. And it's okay. It's cool, but it's nothing crazy. I still feel like they need to change the writer over there from Dan Slott and kind of move on. I feel like they need to do it with a bunch of other books, too. Yeah, Avengers, man. Avengers is pretty weak, too, on that list.
Yeah,
it's dropping for me.
It's unfortunate because that kind of runs in as far as comic books for kind of this countdown of this list is that Marvel, and this is a common theme throughout the podcast through all of 2017, is that Marvel's really lagging behind DC. DC really hit the ground running with this DC rebirth. You guys have spoken very highly about it, and we've all, both you and I, Troy, we've had struggles with Marvel as of late. Well, even since really Secret Empire was the only thing that really hit this year for me, and the build into that.
Yeah.
Civil War 2, like you said, was all right. It didn't finish really the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
But it was a nice build into what we eventually got in Secret Empire. So it was a nice connection between those two events. But the in-between times, they just really haven't been hitting it for me. I'm hoping that changes going into the future. I'm going to give a whole bunch of books a new chance going into 2018. But Marvel Legacy, kind of a miss for 2017.
Pretty flat.
Yeah, 2018. I've been toying with the idea of picking up a Marvel book, but you say you're not really like digging it right now, so I think I'm just gonna stay away until they get their stuff together.
Yeah,
maybe if they do like a Blade book or a Giant Size Man thing book, something like that, something different where it's just a standalone story, I'll jump on it. But until then, Marvel, you ain't getting my money. Except for the movies and the steel books and that. But besides that, you ain't getting my money.
All right, guys. Number 5 on this list is a news item that just popped up again today. As I was putting some notes together for the show, we got what appears to be our first artwork for Han Solo film. And the big news story about the Han Solo film was we finally got a title, Solo, a Star Wars story. And we found out that the film had to be reshot, 70% of it by Ron Howard, and the two directors, Lord and Miller, were punted off of the project. Now, this threw this film into a lot of turmoil and put a big, huge question mark on things like, was this going to be released in May of 2018? And it is. So, Sunjay, like Troy's mentioned and hinted at a couple times here in the podcast, it's time to get that Chewbacca costume ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to admit defeat unless something miraculously happens. So if anyone out there has a Chewbacca costume that they're not using for the premiere, send it to me. I'm going to be hot in that thing. Like, that's going to be roasty. I'm lucky I didn't say I was going to go into the Slave Leia costume because that would have been bad.
Yes, it would have. And we would have
or
made you do
real
it.
good. So, send it to me. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try find one of these things, or maybe I'll make it like a homegrown cosplay. I'll just get like some old carpet pieces, brown shag carpet, and just stick it on my
It'd be hard to
arms.
find that. Than actually.
or just do what Kenner did. Like he told me, just put a big brown sock over you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's worked for the Tories back then.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this a lot on the podcast, and Han Solo, or Solo, a Star Wars film, is a movie that I'm looking forward to, but it doesn't seem to be on the top of anyone's list going into 2018. We're starting to see some, like I said, some promo. There's a poster that was leaked that is believed to be from a Russian marketing outlet that looks
Suspect.
a bit. And there's been reports that Alden Ehrenreich's acting isn't really up to the standards of a Star Wars film. We had Lawrence Kasdan, the writer of Empire Strikes Back. He had or has an interview in Empire Magazine coming up this month, and he had this to say. You have to imagine him in his early 20s, what he was like before he hardened up. We got him there. So it sounds like this is going to be, or they're already prefacing this film with, this is going to be a different Solo than we're used to. We want to see Harrison Ford at age 22 or something, right? We don't want to see something dramatically different from what we know. Coming out of The Last Jedi, some of the changes have really rocked the fandom a bit. And now going back into what you would consider somewhat of a prequel, into an era of Star Wars that we're really familiar with a character that we just said goodbye to 2 years ago, and that is beloved. Recreating that character, recasting it all, was always going to be really difficult to do. And you had to really hammer home that this was going to be something really special and people wanted to go and watch it. But you see all the controversy that we've talked about throughout 2017 on this, and even coming up until now, like there's reports that, I don't really believe this, but there's reports that people are already writing this film off as going to be a bomb. So what are you guys' last final thoughts in 2017 for Solo?
I can finally say Star Wars now. You know what it's like to be a DC fan.
Yeah, I've mentioned it before. I've never really been big on the idea of doing a solo movie. You got all these cool characters you can work with in the world of Star Wars, especially Jedis and Sith, and we choose just a regular human. I don't really get it, but anybody that sold the story for me, it's the guys over at Tumbling Saber when they mentioned the title, and I think Kyle dug into what the title could really mean, and I thought that was a pretty cool idea, so it kind of sold me. But as for Harrison Ford's character Han Solo being a little different, I guess it's kind of okay because he's meant to be like what 22, 25, so he would be a lot different than like a late 20s because you do change quite a bit, but. At the same time, it's risky territory, because everybody has that idea of what Han Solo is like, that scoundrel. I'm coming off of episode 5, from last night. I just watched Empire Strikes Back, and that's my definitive of Han Solo. Yeah. So it's gonna be tricky.
It's really tricky. Unlike anything they've ever done before, right?
Yeah.
They've taken characters and pushed them 30 years into the future with Han Solo, Luke, and Leia.
Yeah.
Anakin, all of them, right? They've gone back, and that was okay. Even Obi-Wan, I think we've talked about this before.
Oh, yeah.
It was okay because you went so far back in time.
Yeah.
And you had some room to move there because Alec Guinness, he was great, but he wasn't in those films for a lot of time. You get a real good feel for him in A New Hope.
Yeah.
But going back and taking an actor like Ewan McGregor and having him do that, 30 whatever years in the past is okay. But then you take a character like Han Solo, it's going to be very, very difficult because people, like you said, they have this framework already set up in their mind. And we've seen from The Last Jedi, if it doesn't really kind of conform to that, it's going to be a bit of an issue for people. So this is always going to be a really hard film. You look at Rogue One, they took Tarkin and Vader were really the characters that they inserted from the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And they did both of those fantastically as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But again, they weren't the main characters of the film. They weren't the character driving the narrative.
Right.
So again, it's one to watch in 2018. I'm still probably most excited about Donald Glover playing Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. And honestly, that's the only thing, if that image is real, that's the only thing that worked for me, is his look with I think he had a cape or a popped collar, a bit of a mustache going on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I will say this, a lot of times, DC films always, every time they come out, there's like a negative story about them. So don't take this too, don't be too worried about this. Everyone said this about Wonder Woman. That turned out fantastic. So you never really know. I mean, there's still a lot of time left. So, 5 months? We got 5 months till this is out. So there's still a lot of time. Don't be too worried. A lot of reports. People, it's hot right now to crap on Star Wars. So a lot of people are just jumping and making stuff up. We don't even know this is real. What are the sources? So I don't read anything into these stuff until I get something credible and until I see the film. Because a lot of times actually, people have shit on movies that I love. So none specifically, but and secondly, Solo is kind of a weird choice. If I was the head of Star Wars, which one day I believe I will be,
likely,
yes, I would have much rather put out. Me and Troy were talking about this, a Darth Vader film that takes place in between Episode 3 and Rogue One. And just see him mowing down like random people, using the Force, like lightsabering, just destroying people.
Yeah.
Lords of the Sith.
Yes, exactly what I want to see.
The Vader comic book series.
Oh, that's exactly what I want.
Give me that.
Man.
Like, you telling me that wouldn't get people hyped and
it'd be
jazzed
huge.
up?
It'd be awesome.
That's 600 mil.
It's some, I think, Lucasfilm trying to veer away because everything that they've done since the Disney buyout has had Vader a part of it, with the exception of kind of the new era, but they still kind of go back and focus on really similar and familiar story elements, right? And I think they're trying to get away from Han Solo, from Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And he may even appear in this film. We don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe they'll have dinner again.
Well, I heard the rumor has it that Tarkin might appear again.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Which would work for me. That makes sense.
Yeah, he's great. And we already know what they can do there now. It'd just even be better.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in this Solo, did anyone have like a beard or mustache that they couldn't shave? So when they do reshoots, that it's in there. just wondering.
It will be noticeable. We've all got a keen eye into that now.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, number 6 on this list is actually Justice League. Underwhelms at the box office, but gets a thumbs up from the Nerd Room.
Yeah.
This is really weird. This is probably the second or third most well-received film in the DC cinematic universe, and it's making the least amount of money by a mile, which is kind of crazy. If anything would have made least money, I would have think Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But this movie, it's, I don't know if it's poor timing, if they were overplayed their hand and they thought no one was going to go see Thor 3, so they said, whatever, we'll keep it close to that. And with Star Wars coming out, it pretty much just ate up its entire box office, just being such a big juggernaut and taking screens. So disappointing to see. This could have derailed, or this might even derail Warner Brothers DC plans. But from everything I've read, they're shooting Shazam in Toronto early next year. Wonder Woman 2 is still a go, of course. Aquaman is coming out next year, and Suicide Squad 2 is filming next year. So stay tuned, because in the words of Cyborg, ride ain't over yet.
Now you're talking about numbers there. So Justice League is set to finish at about $223 million domestically. That makes it the lowest grossing DC Extended Universe film to date. That puts it behind Man of Steel, which made $291 million. Beaver's which made $330 million.
That's pretty good.
Suicide Squad, $325 million. And Wonder Woman at $412 million.
Yeah, if you're Warner Brothers, you got to look at DC combined. So if you just look at Justice League this year, you'd be like, oh man, we lost a ton of money. But the DC Extended Universe, when you add in Wonder Woman and you see the potential that this film franchise has, they've made a ton of money this year. And you throw in Lego Batman, I think they realize that DC is a moneymaker still.
Fate of the Furious too. They made quite a bit of money this year.
They make
That's
money.
Universal, sorry.
But when you compare essentially what Justice League is meant to be, it's basically meant to be Avengers, and it's not reaching that Avengers money.
Not even
and
close.
Wonder Woman almost doubled its domestic gross, which is insane.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Like basically, Doctor Strange has made more money than Justice League.
Yeah, which
Like,
is
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have happened.
Never.
No.
Never.
It's crazy. And I think this year, if you look at the box office results, audiences are going to movies that they like still, but you see movies that don't quite hit with audiences, and especially in North America, they're staying away. Look at Transformers, look at Pirates of the Caribbean, a ton of franchises that made a ton of money overseas but didn't do so well in North America are feeling it. And I think that it's just a sign of the things to come, because I think less and less people are going to the theaters than ever before.
But it's also the franchises you mentioned have been giving us bad film after bad film after bad film. Transformers, Pirates of the Caribbean, like they weren't improving their films until actually, unfortunately, I heard the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie was actually decent, but the 2 or the 3 before that were garbage. So people kind of give up on the franchise, and much like Transformers and much like Justice League, besides Wonder Woman, the other movies have been pretty divisive, right? So it's
hard.
Yeah.
Now, looking on the flip side of that, for number 7 on this list, Avengers Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We finally got the trailer in 2017, and like I said, Kyle and I broke that down on episode 96, I think, or 98, one of those. And it had the most views in 24 hours, beating out It, and is just shy of 110 million single views on YouTube. Now, that's just the single source for Marvel Entertainment. You add in every other trailer posting that's on there, every other outlet, Instagram, all that. This thing is going to be an absolute juggernaut.
Wow.
This is already, spoiler alert for next week, my most anticipated film for 2018.
I don't think you're alone in that company.
No, it's going to be absolutely incredible. You can go back and check out our review of the trailer, and this is something that we're going to be focusing a lot on in 2017. We were begging for that trailer in 2018, sorry. We were begging for that trailer a lot in 2017. We finally got it before the year ended, as they had shown it in San Diego Comic-Con, as they showed it at D23. Yeah. Slightly different from that, but absolutely incredible when it actually did hit. Number 8 on the list. Now, this comes as a news item that is continuing and ongoing, but was officially announced a couple weeks ago. So we're not going to go into too much detail here, but is Disney buying a huge chunk of Fox for $60 billion, and they are preparing to take on Netflix, the streaming service, in 2019. They get the likes of Deadpool, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Avatar, Aliens, all kinds of franchises coming underneath the Disney umbrella. Disney is now probably, or probably already was, but is now even more so, the biggest entertainment company on the planet. So it's absolutely incredible. This is going to be interesting to watch, to see how they basically take their war chest. They've planted it on Fox's doorstep, and now they're saying, Netflix, bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, Disney had 4 silos or 4 franchises that they could build on. You had Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, and their live-action Disney that they go back and redo.
Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Beauty and the Beast, biggest movie of the year.
Yeah. And so now you add in Avatar, which is the highest-grossing film of all time.
Yep.
You add in the X-Men, which are excellent. you add in the Fantastic Four, which are fantastic.
Could use some work.
Oh, you're so punny.
They're just gonna, pretty soon the $20 bill is just gonna have Mickey Mouse's face on it.
It's not far off from that.
Yeah.
All right, number 9 on the list. The Last Jedi opens huge, $220 million, but absolutely cuts the fan base in half.
Did you see its second weekend? 68 million?
Way below what we predicted. We were predicting up and around the $90 million range. So the reaction, the word of mouth really got to this because The Force Awakens did well over $100 million on its second weekend. This is the biggest single weekend drop for a Star Wars film at 68%.
Wow, that's like BVS numbers.
Yes, it is like BVS numbers. So this pulled in 68 after doing 220. And if we look at a comparison here between The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, the 11-day total for The Last Jedi is just shy of $400 million. That same 11 days for The Force Awakens, $571 million.
That's
So they're almost $200 million apart domestically.
Wow.
In their first 11 days between The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Now, $400 million in 11 days, if it's any other film in the world, they're doing cartwheels. They're just like celebrating like it's the end of the world.
Well,
but for Star Wars,
this is far from a box office bomb.
Not at all. Not at all.
Definitely, but Lucasfilm, they have to look at that decision. They have to revisit that decision of having Rian Johnson take on a trilogy.
You think so?
They have to. They have to. With these kind of numbers, I think the numbers are great. Don't get me wrong, but
comparatively, you always knew it wasn't going to be as big as
for sure. But that drop is something else. Right?
I think the second weekend is more telling because no matter what film you got opening weekend, people didn't know what it was, right? So you go into it kind of blind, and everyone was jacked to see Star Wars. It got great reviews, like Rotten Tomatoes score was at 93%. So no matter what, it was going to be huge. But the second weekend, I think, is the diehard fans going for a third viewing.
Yeah.
And I don't think we still got like a lot. You guys have both seen it at least
seen
twice.
it twice. I'm going to see it probably
definitely 3 times.
I'm going to see it on Thursday.
Yeah. But I mean, it's I think you guys are in the minority. I think way less second viewings in this.
Oh, well, that's reflected in the numbers there.
Yeah.
People not revisiting it the same way.
Yeah.
And some of that has to do with we didn't have that 10-year absence. We're coming off of Rogue One. We're coming off of The Force Awakens. So we're having a Star Wars movie each and every year. So you've lost that anticipation level to a degree. You're coming in over the holidays you should have that expectation. They're going to be the biggest movies. This is the second biggest opening of all time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot for us to work through internally here on the Nerd Room with respect to The Last Jedi. As we go through into 2018, it's something I want to revisit with people. I know maybe Rob Williams wants to come on from Gen X and talk a bit of The Last Jedi. I've had lots of discussions with guys like Dave Donovan over on the TSW site and on Twitter. Izzy, yes. These guys they're giving different insights and perspectives. I want some more of that. I want to understand. Listening to the Talk Star Wars guys, Rob Wade breaking it down today on their 100th episode.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new and fresh perspectives that I'm getting, and I'm trying to find where I sit on this because, I'm always going to be very supportive of it. I really did enjoy the film. I do have some issues with a few things, particularly the lightsaber over the shoulder, but we'll get back into that. I'm going to read through the visual dictionary and see what I can bring from that side of things to help kind of bridge some of those gaps maybe they have. I know having required reading to make a film better isn't necessarily something that you want, but that's some of the ask for the Star Wars universe and for the fan base as well. Having that required reading, that extended universe material to enhance your experience overall.
Yeah. I'm curious to see your thoughts. I wonder if Ryan Johnson himself read that dictionary. Maybe it would help him a little bit.
Well, we will return to Last Jedi discussions for sure in 2018. Yes. I can promise that. And number 10 on this list, Wonder Woman becomes the biggest domestic comic book movie of 2017.
Wonder Woman.
Which is absolutely insane. If you had told me that on January 1st of 2017, I would have said, you can walk right out the door because you are very, very wrong, sir. With the likes of Thor 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Logan, Justice League.
Yeah. I would have said no.
That's insane to think about, right?
Yeah. It's a huge win for WB. This film saved the DCEU because if this film underperforms, the DCEU is dead.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way they're coming back. But this is, she's that one beacon. She's that one, holy grail for WB where $412 million. So not only is this the highest grossing comic book movie of the year domestically, it's the highest grossing origin comic book movie of all time. and the 5th highest grossing comic book movie domestically of all time, only behind the first 2 Avengers and the last 2 Dark Knight trilogy movies. So she's in some elite company. You're talking about the creme de la creme of comic book movies.
Yeah, she's $200 million behind Avengers 1.
Well, you just have to get that in. Well, that you add in Justice League, Justice League, and then it's above.
You just have 2 movies.
It's just one continuous movie.
I'm not trying to take away from that. I get a little poke in there, just for relative sakes. But no, that is a humongous accomplishment. Like almost out of nowhere. We really liked the film. We had some slight issues with it, but in relative to other DC films, this one stands above, head and shoulders above everything that we've seen in that universe so far. I'm looking forward to number 2. Patty Jenkins is back. Gal Gadot's back.
Yes.
And they're bringing back, hopefully, those elements, that narrative, whatever they did in there to make this movie 1 fun, 2 action packed, and 3 progress a character that really need to be pushed in a big way, and they managed to accomplish that. So kudos to them for landing Wonder Woman this year.
What are your guys' thoughts? The sequel is rumored to take place during the not Civil War. That would have been crazy.
Cap vs. Iron Man.
So what are your guys' thoughts on the sequel? Now, it's rumored to take place during the Cold War in the 1980s in the U.S.
I'm intrigued. I just really want to know her reasoning for, turning her back on humanity, much like Bruce Wayne calls her out in Justice League.
I think he says that, like, you've always been there, but you just never been in the limelight. Like, you've never been the leader. You've been, like, working in the shadows. I think they kind of retcon that from BVS because...
that's Batman's job to be in the shadows.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, though. But, I can't wait. I can't wait. I actually think it might be even a better film. I think the platform that she can play with now could be a little bit better than... once you get the origin story out of the way, now you can really have some fun with the franchise, I feel like. Yeah.
And I think setting it, too, in the Cold War... allows them to release all of the bad press and that from Justice League. They're able to go off and build their own universe. Right? They set up a framework, like you said, or a foundation for Wonder Woman. And now having more freedom, I think, to play with Wonder Woman character, to develop that character, and not have like those confines, those boundaries put up by the extended universe. It allows them to develop things almost somewhat in isolation until they figure out everything in the future and then bring her forward. So I think it's a good area. You kind of almost segregate the Wonder Woman story for a little bit until everything else is kind of on the straight and narrow, on the path that they want to be on, whether it's going through this Flashpoint, rebooting everything. But like we said, you can reboot everything to basically Batman vs. Superman and leave Wonder Woman alone.
Exactly.
Like that all can continue. You don't have to worry about wiping that continuity out because it all happens in the past.
Yes.
So I think setting it there is a safe play and it's probably a good play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so Wonder Woman was the highest domestic grossing comic book movie of 2017, but Spider-Man Homecoming was the highest grossing from a worldwide perspective, pulling in $880 million this year at the global box office.
Nice. Threat.
Yeah, so that was the highest grossing, and Beauty and the Beast was actually the highest grossing film both domestically with $504 million and globally with $1.2 billion.
Wow.
Star Wars will beat that.
Yeah, Star Wars got a little bit away. Last year's got a little bit of a run to get that, but they're looking at pegging that just over, I think, $1.6 billion finish. It's yet to open in China, so it's got a long way to go. It'll have the legs. We're only in week 3.
Yeah,
actually, I'll say it'll beat it, or else I'll wear a Chewbacca costume to Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh, you don't say. Well, you already have one ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. I love these kind of bets. Just keep making stupid bets until eventually one pays off.
But overall, actually, from a box office perspective, comic book movies again dominated the same way they've been dominating the last few years.
Yeah.
7 out of the top 15 and 5 out of the top 10 domestic grossing films were comic book movie films.
Wow.
And that's not including the likes of Star Wars and a few other films that slot into that kind of pop culture or nerd world. But we're just talking about comic book movies here. So it's pretty crazy. We had Thor the Ragnarok. That's what it should have been called. We had Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Wonder Woman, Logan, Justice League, the Lego Batman movie, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, Atomic Blonde, and how do you say this word?
Valerian.
Valerian,
and
yes.
the City of a Thousand Planets.
Oh,
yeah, never saw that one. But
you don't know what you're missing.
There was a ton of films that came out this year, and a lot of really highly critically acclaimed films. You look at the likes of Logan, which wasn't super supported here, Wonder Woman, Guardians, Spider-Man Home, Thor, Ragnarok. So this was can we say that this is the best year for
Ooh.
comic book films ever?
Tough.
You look at 2014 had The Winter
16.
Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Right.
2016 you had Civil War.
BVS.
2008, you had Dark
Iron
Knight
Man.
and Iron Man.
2012 you had Dark Knight Rises and Avengers.
So, I think breadth-wise, yes. Like, there's more variety and there's more films, and they're all good quality that I enjoyed personally. But I don't think the highest of the highs reaches 2008 or 2012. Just because, to me, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, 2 greatest comic book movies ever made. So, and then you got Iron Man and Avengers, which are 2 of my favorite MCU films of all time. So, I'm going to say yes and no. I'm going to cop out.
I'm trying to remember the year. What year was it when Days of Future Past came out? Because I remember being like, that's a damn good year.
I think it's 2014 as well.
That was 14.
Yeah.
We got Days of Future Past. We got Avengers.
No, Days of Future Past, Winter Soldier,
Winter Soldier.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Yeah.
See, that one might...
And
so I think that's
Spider-Man
one-
2.
Oh, man. Why couldn't it have been Homecoming? Yeah, no, I think I might give it to that year, though. I think that was one of the best X-Men films we've ever had.
Absolutely.
Loved Guardians of the Galaxy. And, man, definitely loved Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's such a good movie.
There wasn't a clear, at least from the Marvel perspective, there's some really great films, but there wasn't a clear, like, Winter Soldier
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Iron Man or Avengers 1 type of movie. There's a lot of movies that move the needle a lot for particular characters, but there wasn't that one, like, pinnacle, like, standout film.
Yeah.
But I have to say, you look at a full spectrum of films here,
Yeah.
I'd say 2017 is probably the best ever.
Pretty good.
You look
Yeah.
at the different type of storytelling we got. We got everything from a comedic action film in Thor Ragnarok. We've got Spider-Man Homecoming, this John Hughes-esque. We've got Logan, which went a bit darker. You got your first female-led superhero film. You've got the follow-up to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. You've got Justice League, Lego Batman. So you're looking at basically like a comic book movie genre that is encompassing all the other genres within itself.
Yeah.
And which is pretty cool to see. Like, we got kind of something for everyone in here in 2017. And I would say the majority of these films were all recommended by us and were all really good. Now I'm not really including anything below the Lego Batman movie, but everything was really well received for the most part.
Yeah.
And like in those other years, 14, 12, you're talking 2 movies or maybe 3 movies.
Right.
This you're getting 7 or 6 good movies, really good movies.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, like Homecoming,
Yeah.
changed the game for Spider-Man. Thor Ragnarok
sure.
changed it. Wonder Woman, Logan, like they all changed
That's true.
Yeah.
so much for those individual characters. And that's why I'm saying that this is probably all encompassing the best year. No, there wasn't a standout, a big standout, but there's a lot of game changers this year. And that's why I'm saying 2017 is the best comic book movie film year ever.
I would say
Pretty solid.
2017 is the year the superhero film genre grew into its own. We can now say it's its own genre. It's earned that
It's an
title.
umbrella now. Like
Yeah.
it encompasses everything else.
Yeah, it's when you go to a video store, if there's still any left in this world, if you go to one,
Well, you have one.
yeah, besides my
With
house,
2,000 films in your basement.
1,530. If you go to a place, they had a horror section, drama section. I say now they need a superhero section. If you're any sort of real store, you need to have that now.
Well, the closest you can get to that is like a Best Buy or whatever, right? You go into one of those or whatever it is, the new one that bought out HMV.
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Yeah.
HMV. That's a clothing store, isn't it?
No,
H&M was
HMV's the store. H&M's the clothing.
H&M, yeah.
That's
And we won't say the other one because that's a disease.
But you go in there now and they've got them all grouped together.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, right? Like
You
it's
have to.
become it's so big. Like you said, it's 5 or 7 of the top 15, 5 of the top 10 films
Yeah.
are comic book movie films. They're dominating. They're propping up the industry. It wasn't as good this year as far as global box office. I think it was 10.6 to 11.3 last year. $1 billion hauled in by the film industry. But overall, like things were big here. And when you look back at from our 2016 or 2017 episode from January of this year, I'm getting my years all mixed up. I'm kind of in 3 or 4
That's
different
what happens
years.
when you get old.
Time traveling.
But when
Yeah.
you look at our most anticipated films for this year, Sunjay, we had, I'm just going to rhyme these off. Sunjay, Justice League 1, Wonder Woman, Dunkirk, Spider-Man Homecoming, War for the Planet of the Apes, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Logan, Kingsman, Blade Runner, and Thor was number 10. Troy, your number 1 was Spider-Man Homecoming, followed by Star Wars The Last Jedi. Dunkirk, Logan, Wonder Woman, Thor Ragnarok, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Alien Covenant, and The Dark Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Dark Tower stays at the bottom.
Now, for me, I had The Last Jedi, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, War for the Planet of the Apes, Logan, Dunkirk, Justice League, Wonder Woman, and Kingsman, The Golden Circle. So a lot of similar movies there. And what I want us to do here as we close out this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about our rankings for 2017 as we're coming to the end of it. So we had our anticipation list. What we're going to do here is we're going to run down individually our top 10 for this year. We're just going to run through the list. And what I really want us to talk about is who are the biggest movers on your list? Who fell the most and who came to the top of the list? So we're going to throw it to Sunjay first. What are your top 10 films ranked from number 10 to number 1, read it in that order, for 2017?
Okay, so my top 10 movies, I have 10 Star Wars The Last Jedi. It made it on there. 9, Get Out. 8, Baby Driver. 7, War for the Planet of the Apes. 6, Justice League. 5, Spider-Man Homecoming overtook Justice League. 4, Dunkirk. 3, It Part 1. 2, Logan. And 1, My Girl, Wonder Woman.
Wow.
So Ragnarok didn't make that list.
It did not make that list.
Wow.
And
Guardians of the Galaxy did not, did it?
no, Guardians and Ragnarok and Kingsman and Blade Runner.
You didn't even see Blade Runner.
I know.
That's on your list.
I know. When it in 3 weeks' time, it comes out on Steelbook.
Yeah.
I'll watch it and
There we
I'll
go.
call you while I watch it.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's surprising me, but Thor Ragnarok, it made my top 9 comic book movies list. There's just so many good movies. I did enjoy Ragnarok, but there's just so many good movies, and the horror genre really took it to another level this year. It and Get Out were just 2 fantastic films, and they made a ton of money. Like, I think Get Out cost $5 million to make, and it made over $100 million in North America, which is insane. And It is the highest grossing R-rated film of all time now.
Are they both Blumhouse too? I think
No,
Productions? I know
it's
Get Out is-
WB.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Get Out
yeah.
was Blumhouse.
Was
Yeah.
Dunkirk on there?
Yeah, Dunkirk was number 4.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan nailed it again. Homecoming over Justice League. Planet of the Apes, love that film. Just a terrific
great.
way to end the franchise.
So Justice League really fell on your list because that was
Yeah.
the number 1 most anticipated film.
Yeah,
for
it dropped to
2017.
number 6. There's been a lot of good movies on that list. I just couldn't, in good conscience, put it above the other 5. I liked it, but I wanted to absolutely love it. And some of the stuff behind the scenes you hear about and you just say, okay, this could have went real sideways. Like, this could have been a Batman and Robin production.
Oof.
And luckily it wasn't like that because of the hard work of the actors and Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder getting this out when it was mandated. And I liked it, and I liked it a lot, but I was expecting it to be number 1, and I just liked the other 5 movies more.
Yeah.
It just came down to that,
Fair
simple as
enough.
that.
Very honest list.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right,
What
man.
do you got?
Yeah, starting from the bottom to the top. Dark Tower. It's number 10. Pretty low. Lego Batman's number 9. Coming off the heels of the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Right? I thought it was going to be incredible, but
I thought it was going to be bigger than what it was. Like, if you look
Yeah.
at the box office, 180 I think is pretty decent, but only like 300 million worldwide, and this is for like a huge kids movie featuring Batman in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It
Go back to a review. There's things you could have just flipped around 2 scenes and it would have been way better.
yeah.
Logan's number 8. Wonder Woman's number 7. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is number 6. And The Last Jedi is number 5. Justice League number 4.
Wow.
Thor is number 3. Spider-Man number 2. And The Boss Baby's number... Oh, The Boss Baby. Wait a minute. No. Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049 is my all-time favorite film of
got-
the year.
Justice League above The Last Jedi?
I walked out of Justice League feeling like, Okay. Obviously, my expectations level was a lot lower for that film because it didn't even make my list.
Right? Yeah.
No, it
And
wasn't on your
it wasn't on the list.
distant.
And you know what? I walked out of that film being like, that was Superman. I walked out of
Mm-hmm.
Last Jedi like, that wasn't Luke. So there
Yeah.
you go, I guess. But,
You must have really loved Blade Runner 2049.
I loved it.
I can't wait to watch this
I haven't
movie.
watched it yet either.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's so underrated. And
That movie
man,
bombed as well.
It did bomb. The marketing was pretty shaky for that film. It's a pretty long movie. Almost 3 hours, I think.
Oh, wow.
It's a massive.
But Titanic was 3 hours. Bringing it back
Had
to
Leo.
Titanic,
Had
yeah.
Leo.
Maybe if they cast Leo instead of Ryan Gosling, it would have made more.
and one of Harrison Ford's best performances in a very long time.
Yeah.
Or was Wonder Woman on that one?
Wonder Woman was number 7, so she's below Guardians. Guardians was number 6. That was a tough one for me because I really liked Guardians. I know people were kind of shaky about it. I really loved that movie.
I have to rewatch it. The thing that sticks out about Guardians to me is the use of the colors, and it was just like a fun space opera that was
So much
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, besides the last end battle with the Pac-Man, I didn't care for, but everything else.
Oh
in that
yeah,
movie,
and you just made. Oh, I
yeah,
hated that.
That part was bad.
Or David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be weird.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever read Marvel Cosmic, it's weird. He gets real weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's capturing a bit of that essence, too. So I'm always going to play somewhat of the apologist for Guardians because I really, really love the comics.
No, this is something I was thinking about today. Do you think they'll ever release a Guardians film, but it's just like a solo? Like maybe instead of Guardians, you'll get a Gamora film or a Drax film.
More likely to get a Star-Lord film, if anything.
Yeah, if anything. I don't see the point, though, because then you're losing so much of what the movie's all
Yeah,
about.
you could do that because even doing like Rocket and Groot shorts.
Just
Yeah.
a Groot
Like
movie,
a
just him.
10-minute short of them going out on some adventure.
I can
Yeah.
see that. I can
Because
buy
you get that in, that would be kind of cool.
That'd
Actually,
be
those
really cool.
one-shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expensive one-shot, but...
I like that.
Well, it's funny because, speaking about Groot and that, Vin Diesel was the highest grossing actor of 2017, believe it or not.
Well, he took over The Rock.
Yeah, because he had Fate and the Furious.
Yeah.
He had that Triple X thing and
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, I guess.
So Fate and the Furious, those things still do gangbusters
Yeah.
globally.
Yeah.
And then they had Guardians, which did really well, and this other thing that gave him a bit. So yeah, he's the highest grossing actor,
Good on
which
him.
is crazy.
Good on
Yeah.
I would
him.
have never
Yeah.
ever. He wouldn't even probably been in my top 25
No.
No.
That's crazy.
if I was guessing that.
Now I gotta see the Triple X2 again.
No, you don't. Probably. It's probably fine if you don't. All right, so I have kind of a funny list here because I realized that I only saw 9 films I was willing to put onto this list this year. I think I only saw maybe 11 or 12 new films in 2017, most of them being comic book films.
Yep.
So I actually have a film on here that came out in November or December of 2016 that I watched in 2017 that actually made it halfway up my list.
All right.
So that's my one caveat here. I have an asterisk beside number 5 because it actually came out in 2016. I didn't have an opportunity to watch it, so because I wasn't willing to put Baywatch or something like that onto this.
So
list-
wait. So you've only seen 12 movies, and Baywatch is one of them.
Yeah, it was kind of it was one of those,
I think you just gotta be more selective. Like I could have told you,
date night in with the wife.
Yeah.
and
We'll
you
watch
chose
Baywatch. Well, come on. So
Baywatch.
I will support literally anything The Rock does. Literally. Also, I saw Boss Baby too. My
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
really
There you
liked it.
go.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
true. It's not King Arthur, not Power Rangers, not Valerian, not
No.
Ghost in the Shell,
Oh, yeah.
I only
Not
watch those if they
King
come.
Kong.
I did watch King Kong actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I liked it, but not as much as I liked this film from 2016 that I put on my list. So it's kind of a cheat list, but we'll go from there.
We'll take it.
All right, number 10 was Justice League.
Yeah.
At least it made the list.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
They should put that on the DVD cover.
The Newgroom. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was still no Batman vs. Superman.
Man, they should put that on the Batman vs Superman cover too.
Number 9, Lego Batman film.
Yeah.
Movie,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Number 8, War for the Planet of the Apes. I really, really wanted to like this, but it just didn't deliver on the war part of the film title.
know.
It
Yeah.
really drove me nuts. Number 7, Logan. It falls on there. I want to see this noir thing that you
It's
posted.
really cool,
Is it
yeah.
really cool?
It comes
Yeah.
with the steelbook, and so I'll lend it to you, and it shows the whole movie in black and white. And it's just a different perspective on the film, and some of the scenes, you pay attention to some other stuff, and you pick it up more, and it's just an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I still strongly dislike the way that Professor X was killed.
Yeah. Is the clone still in there?
Yeah, is it still there or they cut that out?
No, but you can't tell which one's which because
Oh.
they're all black.
Why
and white.
didn't Logan kill Professor X?
Because he can't.
Yes, he
did,
could
he
have.
did kill him.
They
His
literally
clone
teased
did.
it the whole film that he was going to have to do that eventually, and then he did.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was this weird looking, de-aged Hugh Jackman.
So you're
Horrible.
telling me you didn't have the feels when X-23 takes the cross and moves it into like an X? Like
I thought that's so on the nose.
Unearned.
Whoa, man.
All
So
of
on
that
the
was
nose.
unearned. X-23 did not earn the daddy comment.
No.
Did
No.
not earn any of it.
No.
But in the Wolverine 2, was that what it's called?
The Wolverine, just the Wolverine.
Yeah, and then the girl from Suicide Squad was like, "You die with your heart in your hand," and then he dies holding X-23's hand. Like she called it from the previous movie. That was
But
amazing.
they didn't earn that. That was his heart. He literally kept her at arm's length the
At all
entire
times,
film.
but-
which is so unlike Wolverine, because Wolverine's embraced Jubilee and Rogue and all these, like younger kind of girls in a normal way.
That sounded real
clear.
bad.
Yeah, it's not weird.
Hollywood got weird.
Yeah.
I need to be clear on that.
Just read the comics.
Yeah.
All right, number 6 was Wonder Woman. Number 5, this is my asterisk. Arrival.
Oh,
Loved this.
fantastic film.
Loved it.
Yeah, that's a
And the
movie.
director of Arrival directed Blade Runner.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Sicario.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Go and watch it. I rented it, watched it by myself. And yes, it didn't come out in 2017,
So
but
close.
guess
Yeah.
what? It came out in 2017 for me. Number 4 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number
Nice.
3 was Spider-Man Homecoming.
Nice.
Number 2 was The Last Jedi. And number 1 was Thor Ragnarok.
Wow.
That's what? By the gods.
Wow.
Right?
Odin's beard.
Bring me more.
So Thor Ragnarok is your number 1.
Wow.
And I based that mostly. I really struggled with the top 2 here.
Yeah.
I'm Star Wars guy through and through. I really want to like Guardians more than I actually did.
Right.
But I based all of this on how I felt coming out of the theater.
Exactly.
The same way you did,
Yeah.
Troy. I came out of Thor Ragnarok, ear to ear smile.
Yeah.
And I was just loved everything they did. Genuine laughs throughout that.
Yeah.
I had a ton of fun in the film. I love what they did with Thor and Loki. Every character in there stood out for me.
Yeah.
And Star Wars: Last Jedi, yeah, I came out loving it, but I had some reservations on some things and some things that really bothered me. The lightsaber over the shoulder, I'll
Yeah.
say it again, that almost did it for me.
Yeah. The bitter beer face.
Yeah.
Made me laugh.
But then Spider-Man Homecoming was a ton of fun coming
Yeah.
out of it. And like everything I really enjoyed here, but those last 2, that's why Thor Ragnarok for me takes the cake for 2017.
Impressive.
Unexpected, I know.
Unexpected.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
never would have guessed that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's so 2 kickers there that Thor was your number 1 and Justice League made you list.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so no, then I got here outstanding. I haven't seen Blade Runner 2049 yet,
No.
and have not seen Dunkirk.
Right.
So Dunkirk was on my most anticipated list, and that was the only one on my most anticipated list that I didn't see.
So when Troy's done, then he can just you can borrow it.
Yeah, Sunjay started a rental service.
Yeah, $1 a day for movies, and late fees are $3.99. So
per hour. So yeah, 2017 has been a really great year. Like we said, I think the best, or like I said, 2017 is the best year for comic book films. And then when you add in some of these other films that came out, The Last Jedi, the War for the Planet of the Apes, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, there's a lot. The horror genre really kicked it up a notch. So there's a lot to do and a lot to look forward to in 2017. And I really think it delivered. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Did 2017 deliver for you guys?
For me, definitely. There's a lot of surprises in there for me. Both, I guess, good and bad, but I'd say more good. Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. There's a ton of films on this that didn't even make my list that were great movies and kind of flew under the radar. Like Ghost in the Shell, really dug that. Power Rangers.
Thor Ragnarok didn't make your list. It was
I
my
know.
number one.
Like Power Rangers is such a good film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And Valerian, City of a Thousand Planets. This movie blew me away. If
Was
you're
that done by the guys that did Matrix?
no, what's the one? Fifth Element.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rihanna's in there, I think, right?
Yeah, she's in it for a bit. If you're into like space operas and distant planets and alien races, which I'm guessing you are if you like Star Wars,
Is it that good, actually? Because I looked at it and I was like, I'm never watching this
Yeah,
ever.
same. Enchantress is in there, right? That actress.
Yeah, she's like the main girl.
It
and
looks like
Golda
that
Hahn.
Channing Tatum and Mila
Seventh Son,
Kunis.
Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, it looks like that's the one done by the guy.
I haven't
Guy
seen
and
that.
Girl.
But, okay, so the best way I can describe that is if you had Avatar, Star Trek, and Star Wars, and they were having a house party, and they drank a little bit too much that night, and they're sitting on the couch, and then they started kind of fooling around with each other. That's what this movie is like.
Really?
Yes. So
It's like three beloved franchises fooling around together. Okay, I can buy it.
doesn't quite live like it's clearly not going to be as good as Star Wars or Avatar or Star Trek, but you know it's got some cool stuff in it and it looks beautiful. And the acting is sometimes suspect, but it's a ton of fun.
It's got Goblin in it. That's fine. Or Harry Osborn.
It's a ton of fun,
Yeah.
and
Emo Goblin.
yeah. At Kingsman 2. It's a movie that I went to Hall H in San Diego Comic Con.
Oh yeah, that was an experience for you. Eh?
Yeah, that was
cool.
something that was pretty crazy, and I liked it, but it wasn't quite as good as the first one, so it didn't make my top 10 list, but I still dug it.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mention.
All right, guys. Well, that is episode number 100 in the bag. That wraps up 2017, and that wraps up 100 episodes of podcasting for the Nerd Room. And now we've got a few announcements for next week. That's going to be our 2018 most anticipated. We're going to be talking collecting, comic books, and film for 2018. And we're going to rate our lists again. What are we looking forward to? Is Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Aquaman, Star Wars, a Han Solo story, or whatever it's called. Solo, a Han story. No. Solo, a Star Wars story. So there's a lot coming out next year, and we're going to rate our lists. And we're also going to tease right now a few things. We've got an idea for what maybe is another podcast.
Ooh.
Dun,
What
dun,
do we have
dun.
here?
The Sunjay solo story.
And we're also going to be throwing up the poll I forgot to throw up last week, and that's going to be for what our next retrospective series. We're going to continue with that series going beyond Avengers Infinity War once we wrap up the MCU, and the three franchises that we each individually put out there, one being the Terminator, two being the Dark Knight trilogy, and three being the Jurassic Park series.
Yeah, vote for the Terminator.
So I'm gonna put that
I will
up.
terminate your franchises. Are your franchises a little girly man? Your little dinosaur and your...
Does not sound like an option. Anyways, that is a -1 vote for Sunjay. I'm going to throw that up on Twitter. If you guys would like to go and vote, I'll leave it up for 1 week. Whoever wins that vote will be the next retrospective series. I'm pulling for 2, maybe one of these. We'll see.
Prepare to get terminated.
Yeah, after that, do you really want to hear more of that?
For a whole retrospective series? Probably not. So we're excited to continue that going into 2018. So that'll pick up probably in June or July of 2018. So we've got a couple months to prepare for that. Start watching some of these films, and we're going to be picking up in January here with our MCU retrospective episodes again. We've kind of fallen a little bit behind just because mostly my fault. It's been a bit chaotic. But guys, thank you for being here every single week for 100 episodes. It's been an absolute pleasure podcasting with you guys, talking nerd with you guys, and sharing this experience. So thank you both for being here, being in the Nerd Room each and every week.
Yeah, thank you, man, for all the hard work you put in, all those edits, man. It's crazy. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't touch it. But you hold it down, man. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining me in the Nerd Room. And it's crazy to think our humble beginnings just in my living room
Yeah.
with one mic, TV, and we had to be quiet because my baby was sleeping upstairs. So those first episodes were not quite the machine that we have turned into. I think I was so nervous the first episode that I wet my pants, but
I remember that. It was weird.
I was like, just sit here, Tim, and ignore it, okay? You must be a professional and podcast through it. And then we got little Troy.
Yeah, little Troy showed up.
Little Troy the boy showed up.
6 episodes in and never looked back.
Yeah.
You're
never
the
looked
Captain
back.
America.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joining.
Yes.
He was de-thawed from the
Yeah.
ice. You know, he's really like 90 years old.
Looks great for 90 though.
Yeah. He calls me up every day to tell me how to use his cell phone. He still sends faxes to us.
It's not even possible.
Says the guy that just got a smartphone in 2017.
He sent me a telegram yesterday.
Big thing 2017. Sanjay finally got a smartphone.
That's right, I did.
Anyways, if you guys would like to be a part of the show in 2018, you can always email us at thenerdrm@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter. Our handles are at the end of the episode, and Troy is now Troy the Last Boy. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Troy the Boy
I'm
87.
Back to Troy the Boy 87. And sorry, on a sad note, I don't want to end on this sad note, so maybe you can recover us out of this. I just forgot though. Today is December 27th. That was the unfortunate event of Carrie Fisher's passing. So we lost the princess this time last year, and I just want to give out another shout out, R.I.P. And I'm gonna go see the movie tomorrow in her honor.
Yes,
yeah,
very much so. She is beloved and she is missed. She was great in The Last Jedi, and yeah, it is a sad day, but it's also great that we got to see one last performance out of her. So yes, R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. You're always in our hearts. You're our princess, the fandom's princess. And I don't know how to recover out of that, so I'm just going to continue with, you can always comment on our Facebook or YouTube pages, or you can hit us up at thenerdroom.net. If you've ever got a question or want to be a part of the show, just hit us up at any of those outlets. And gentlemen, for the Nerd Room episode number 100, I'm Tim.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Sunjay.
And for the 100th time, and for 100 more, thank you for entering the Nerd Room. This has been a Nerd Room podcast production. You can find our hosts, Tim, Troy, and Sunjay on Twitter at TheNerdRM, Troy the Boy 87, and Sunjabby. For more content from the Nerd Room, check out thenerdroom.net. And don't forget to subscribe to the Nerd Room on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube. Be sure to head over to StarWarsCommonwealth.com to find more podcasts in the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network, including Talk Star Wars, Tumbling Saber, Generation X-Wing, Rogue Squadron Podcast, Skyrim Podcast, and San Diego Sabers. Follow the Star Wars Commonwealth on Twitter at SW Commonwealth and take your first steps into a larger world.